What's up, everybody? We're back again. It's episode 72 of the Dadbod Golf Pod. We're fired up.
Yes, we're
fired up. It's Friday, and we have a big guest today. Fresh off a win at the CJ Cup, we have Rory McIlory Tracker with us.
Yes.
What's up, brother? How's it going, man? Big fan.
Guys, I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we're so obsessed in this tracker, this golf tracker, I guess, community. Like we talked about earlier, the PGA Tour does not do a good job of helping you keep up with players, and you guys are leading the charge, helping us be able to be updated continuously with how our favorite players are playing. And we're just excited to have you. We reached out, we had a couple of conversations, and then we're just gonna have a blast. So, you ready to get into it?
I'm looking forward to it.
Let's do it. So, first off, golf betting. What do you think about it? How are you allowed to bet on other golfers whenever you're trackering for one? How does that work? What's the ethics of golf betting for a tracker?
So one thing I'll say for myself, just because not all trackers are diehards of their respective player.
Sure.
I am a diehard Rory fan.
Yes.
When he is playing, I will never bet against him no matter what.
Never.
For example, Ryder Cup singles, 0-3 in the first 2 days, most over par of anyone in the entire Ryder Cup. I still bet him against Andrew Schauffele, and it worked out quite well.
Absolutely. Well, let me tell you somewhere else you can go to bet, and that is Betonline.ag. They have a new updated website, desktop and mobile website. You can sign up today and you can get a 50% welcome bonus. So you give them $100, they're going to give you 50 back in free play to go have fun with. Just use the promo code. It's a new one, BLEAV 50, to receive your bonus. They got basketball, football. We're in baseball. We're in the thick of the baseball postseason, NHL, boxing, UFC, and then they have golf. And we've given a lot of golf picks. Most have not been very good, but we're still going to give them to you regardless.
Wait a second. Mine were great last weekend.
Ben did have a good week last week, but don't wait to take advantage of this amazing offer available for the rest of the 2021 season. Bet online, the fastest and easiest way to bet all your sports. Bet online, where the game starts. Rory Tracker, you are absolutely you have to be on cloud nine right now. I mean, you just came off a big victory. What's it like? It's first off, we talked with Spieth Legion this past week, but what's it like? We didn't even get a chance to ask him. So you've been doing this for a while, 5 years, is that correct?
Yeah, around that.
5 years.
Wow.
What's it like tracking on a win when you just know it's coming?
So let me think. I've probably tracked close to 10 or 11, maybe even 12 of Rory's wins over the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh,
Tracking a win, firstly, I didn't always do Twitter.
yeah.
Twitter only came in 2018, and I also have someone that helps me with my Twitter. But tracking a win is awesome and gratifying, but it's cool, especially because not only is your favorite person winning, it's your favorite player, right? In sports, everyone's so used to hating their opponents because, like, hockey teams, whether it's hockey, football, baseball, anything. Golf, I'm usually more than fine with who wins 99% of the time.
Right.
But when Rory wins, obviously, when he's in contention, it's a whole other level. It's nerves for yourself almost, just because him winning on top of yourself being happy, it's growth for your page. And I guess we don't only do it for growth, but it's so fun to just watch numbers shoot up. And that's what happens when he wins. Everyone just, it's extremely gratifying. It's fun. It's awesome to watch.
Well, the things that you guys offer that we can't get anywhere else is, Dadbods like ourselves. I mean, we're playing on Saturdays and Sundays. I mean, that's our chance to get away. We're not having to work. We get a chance to get out on the course and play. So the way we keep up with the players is through you guys. I mean, that's the only way we can do it. And to get the notifications, and I know you said that Twitter just started not too long ago, yes, mate, but that's probably because you can set it for the notifications every time you tweet something to come to us. So it's like, oh, notification, what just happened? Like, what's happened? So we're following.
We just drove another par 4.
Yeah. So it's something that not just as somebody that does a podcast and kind of semi in the business, but it's something that we appreciate. Like, we actually use and follow, and it's fun. And I mean, I got to be speaking for a ton of individuals that are doing the same thing on Saturday and Sunday.
There's a lot of messages. I mean, again, I'm not going to get into my opinions on certain things with the PGA Tour, but the coverage this weekend was pretty abysmal. We got only the last holes on TV. It was rough. So
but we've already gone down that road. We both, Kyle and I, are number one. We shredded it because we had to go to the Champions Tour event to watch the playoff.
I don't mind Champions Tour. Look, I don't mind. Let me go ahead and set this straight. We like a lot of the dudes on the Champions Tour. Don't get me wrong there, okay? But this CJ Cup field was absolutely phenomenal. And
it's
then
the top 70 golfers in the world,
and
man.
then you had Rory, Ricky, and Colin Morikawa, like absolute, like the top, not as far as like guys that move the needle. You had 3 of the top guys that moved the needle. All
Gordon was in there.
Yeah, duking it out, and we didn't catch them till like hole 12 because
we saw the last 9 holes. And Morikawa, who is I pick him just about every time, and I have no ties to him whatsoever, but I pick him just about every time he's on the course. I didn't see one shot.
No,
I didn't get to see one shot. Yeah. Till he put it out on 18. They're like, oh, this is for Eagle on 18. I'm like, where the hell have you guys been?
Yeah.
And it's so difficult because for me, I love watching it. Okay. I that's what I do. I don't miss around unless I have an exam or a golf tournament or something like that. But for me, in all honesty, when I'm watching the golf, so for example, this weekend when I was watching Rory, I'm not watching the coverage live, and that's the first time I'm seeing what happened with the specific shot. Right. I do use this tracker online. That is, it's not run by the PGA Tour, but it's like I've seen it in action at a tournament. It is 1 second behind live. So if Rory hits a tee shot, it says Rory McIlory is addressing ball. And then it says Rory McIlory hit ball. And then 10 seconds later, it shows where the ball went and tells you Rory McIlory 342 yards to the left center of the fairway and then how many yards he has in. So that is way more live than TV. Always. So that is how it takes the enjoyment out of watching it a bit and the surprise. But I mean, to gain more followers, you need to be quick. You need to be the fastest. And that's
there's no doubt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Spieth Legion kind of hinted about that site. We may have to, after we get off the air, we might have to, I might have to get a little lit, but I don't really need it. I don't really need it. Cause like some of my top golfers that I follow, Rory's one of them. Heck, you just if Rory's in the field, I'm just going to follow you. I'm just going to get the updates 2 seconds after I could get them on this super secret European tracker site that everybody talks about. But
I wouldn't say it's European. It's just more everywhere but the States. Just because
right.
Yeah. Yeah. How did all this come about? Like, because this is something that it's kind of taken over. I mean, the fact that they missed an opportunity. Every one of these golfers' camps have missed an opportunity. The PGA Tour has missed an opportunity, and you guys have capitalized off this. How did this come about? I mean, were you sitting around and you were having a few beers one night and you were like, you know what, if we get online and we start showing every shot or talking about every shot, somebody's going to start follow us. And then the domino effect happened. How did this happen?
So, I mean, I guess if we're talking about where the page started, I started with Instagram, and it started, I think I might've been in probably the 9th grade. And I was sitting there with my friend and we made a bet on first, the bet was that who could gain 1,000 followers in a week on a fan page of their respective team or player or whatever. So he chose my hockey team, which was the Montreal Canadiens, and I chose Rory.
So why Rory? Why Rory?
Yeah, why Rory? Just a fan or what?
So I met Rory. I think it was I was 9 years old. I think at the 2010 Honda Classic.
Yeah.
2010 Honda Classic. I mean, he was still a little. That was like chubby, long hair, Afro Rory.
That's my favorite Rory.
That's our favorite Rory. We want him to get back to that, by the way.
It's quite iconic. Yeah, we can definitely get back to that. And I remember, I think his dad was there and his mom was there, and they saw that I was like so engaged in it. And I think his dad said something to me, and then I got to meet him during a practice round. He was just the nicest kid. Yeah, I think he was, if it was 2010, he was 20 or 21 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, he's just 30. Yeah, he's 32 now. So yeah, that put it right around there.
My grandfather, after meeting him, he looked at me and said, like, that is the guy you want to be a fan of. He's young and he's going to be amazing. And I mean, Rory's personality itself has changed over the last 12 or so years in like the massive spotlight he has. But I mean, his game is just, I don't know if this is bias or not, but I think when he's playing at his best, he is the most enjoyable player to watch because his swing is so damn good. He does the most ridiculous things off the, like, he makes golf look stupidly easy.
Sure.
That it's almost unfair.
And if
So
he can
it started
putt,
there.
and if the putter gets hot, game over.
When his putter
Forget
gets
it.
hot, it's unbelievable. No, he does. He's number one. He makes it look easy and it's fun to watch, but
Yeah.
he's just so likable. I mean, we've talked about it, and we make no bones about it. I mean, we love the fact that Rory now he's one of us. Like, he's moved from the European tour and he's moved over to the States and he's living in Florida, and he made no bones about it, where he was like, look, I really want to be more involved in the PGA tour. Not that I don't like the European tour, but like, this is where my following is. This is the PGA tour is where everybody knows who I am.
I'm tired of being thousands of points back in the FedEx Cup by the time spring
Yeah.
rolls around. Like, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and start playing. So,
But the fact that he loves it, like, he enjoys it, because when they interviewed him after when he was paired with Tiger and they came down the stretch on 18 in Atlanta, and when they interviewed Rory afterwards, and he said, that's the craziest and most awesome thing I've ever witnessed in golf, with everybody following Tiger. And the fact that's where I got respect from. When you become a fan as a player at the level that he's at, and he paused to step back and go, this is the most amazing thing that I've ever seen in my life. And he loved it. He won hearts of everybody when he did that.
Yeah. His, I guess you could say, his demeanor and his whole, I guess, public personality changed a lot over the last, 10 years. He used to be very active on social media, especially Twitter.
Mhm.
He was more controversial back then. He made some comments about the Ryder Cup in 2010. He's gone into Twitter beef with Steve Elkington in 2015. And I think
but we were fine with that. We were fine. Like, I don't know why he quit doing that. We loved it.
It was hilarious. And seeing that side of him, it's so personal and it's so real. But I find over the last 6 or 7 years, especially since he's really gone off social media, now other people run it for him and everything. But since around 2016, his whole, I guess, his way about him has changed a lot, and his perspective and his opinions. And he's just become the most articulate player there is on tour. And he's just clearly the best ambassador for golf. The way he talks is like, you could just listen to him forever when he's talking.
Yes.
So honest, anything that's on his mind.
And I'll tell you something else about Rory. And I don't know exactly when it happened, but I want to, and this is just a hot take. Okay. I don't have any backing of this, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but for a while it seemed that Rory was he's sort of been somewhat of a shell of himself. It's like he's just kind of, the chipper, young, energetic kid part of him had sort of like waned off. And then everybody was like, because people like me, you're like, God, this guy's so good. It's like, he just very rarely does the fire does it seem to come out of him. And I mean, I thought after the Ryder Cup, when he basically just like broke down in emotion, it was almost, to me, it felt like, I've played so good as a young player, and I win every couple of years, or this, like you said you tracked 10 wins, at least 10 or 12 wins, but I just haven't quite the pressure of being Rory and the pressure of whatever has sort of just kind of taking the fun out of him. And you watched him break down after the Ryder Cup, because golf does mean so much to him, and then he comes out of the CJ Cup and he looks like a completely different person, as far as like the way he bounces when he walks again. He's
so free.
Exactly. Like, he walked up on, that was it. I can't remember what hole it was, 13 or 14, the 360 yard par 4, and just like absolutely just rips a big cut, drives the green, birdie, almost puts the tournament away. I love it, man. I love it. And I'm so happy that I'm thinking this could be sort of like him catching his second win, and we're about to see Rory go on a run.
And he's so young.
Yeah,
he just doesn't wear it well. He's got the gray hair now and he's all skinny. He needs to fatten back up and get the diet. Just diet. The hell with it. Just diet. So he looks young again.
Phil Mickelson at this age, I think Rory's 32 and 6 months or 32 and a half years old, whatever it is. Phil still hadn't won his first major by now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Rory
tweeted that.
had
I saw you put that out.
9 European and 4 majors. I mean, players, a couple tour championships, but my way of looking at, back to what you said about, I guess, how he was a shell of himself, is I believe that you can't force evolution. Evolution is natural. Like, it's part of natural selection. It's how it works. I felt like over the last couple of years, I'd say since around 2016, Rory's been trying to, again, this is an outsider perspective. I could be fully wrong. It's just my observation, but I feel like we've seen him trying to be certain things that he's not, whether buffing up like Bryson and trying to get his ball speed up and hit the ball 30 yards further. When you're hitting at 320, you don't need to hit it 30 yards further. You just don't. Just because you see Bryson doing it, you have to do it. Even like 2016, when he started changing his putter grips and experimenting more with that stuff, I understood why. He wasn't putting well, and it's very easy to just be like, oh, I could change my grip and it'll refresh my game. But there's a lot of things I felt like over the last couple of years, quotes and all that, he's been a shell of himself, and he has to realize that, again, outsider perspective, and his professionals probably telling him this, but he's so freaking good at golf. It is absurd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Naturally talented.
He said in his quote after the CJ Cup, he said that he realized that being him is just, it's enough, which it is. Clearly,
Exactly.
look what he did. He was just popping his way around the golf course.
He said something this weekend that he has not said in a long time. And he said, I had fun. He said, he said, I've got to start having more fun. And Kyle and I talked about this. I don't know if it was one of the episodes or when we were playing golf together or something, but the guys that enjoy it and those are the dangerous ones. The ones that get to where everything is easy, everything slows down, everything seems simple. Don't overthink it. See ball, hit ball, go find ball, hit it again. And he got to that point this weekend, and it was dangerous for all the rest of the golfers.
I think that's why we liked Fat Rory better, because Fat Rory was just a smiley, energetic kid. You know what I mean? And
he was a smiley, energetic assassin. He was just
assassin. Yes.
You know, he got held at Augusta. Kyle, what was it? It was 11. Is that where it was? Where he had his quote unquote meltdown.
Yeah.
And to me, I wish he would have taken a different approach on that. And I wish he wouldn't have thought of it as a meltdown, because as a fan watching, I was like, no, man, that's what you do. You just keep going after it. Like, if you keep messing up at this point, just keep doing it. And I think this weekend, that's the Rory we saw. He was getting after it. He was going after it. He didn't hesitate when he got the drivable par fours, where, you know, the transitional Rory, that's what we'll call him. We won't call him Fat Rory. We won't call him Fat Young Rory. We'll call him Transition Rory. Where he would get to a drivable par four, and no kidding. We get to drivable par four, and he may think, hey, I'm going to put an iron up there because I trust my wedges. Maybe that's what I need to do. And then, of course, he puts iron in the bunker, and then he's put himself behind the 8 ball, and he's got to try to fight for par on a drivable par four. And now he's like, he didn't even
rip it and go. He would
play that hole as a par 3. He was going driver both times. I mean, I'll go for the weekend. On Friday, he laid up, made par.
Mm-hmm.
On Thursday, he went for the green, made birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, he went for the green and hit it to like 15 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Sunday, he went for the green, and I mean, he hit the green. The pin was dangerous. He played smart, high cut, and 60 feet for eagle, easy 2-putt birdie for him. But it was big, like, I would say, especially over the last like 5 or 6 years, because there are the phases of Rory. There was the early career, then he had the meltdown at the Masters. He won the next major, which was the U.S. Open at Congressional by 8 shots, which was nuts. 2012 PGA won by 8 shots. 2013 was a bit of a bridge year because he changed the deal. He got Nike. He became sponsored by Nike and all that stuff. And then 2014, he just won 2 majors in a row, World Golf Championship, all that stuff. But there's the phases of Rory, because I would draw the line of the phase of, I'm not going to say assassin Rory, but I guess you could go with that just because he hasn't won a major since then. I would say 2011 to 2015 is like unstoppable Rory. That's where he was just a pure killer. I think he went through a bit of a, as we were saying, a period over 5 or 6 years where he might have been second guessing himself a bit and less confident, different mindsets, trying to force evolution when clearly he didn't really have to.
Right.
Over the last 5 years or so, I feel like when I'm watching him win, like, or contend, let's say. So 2019, he won the Players, he won the Canadian Open, he won the Tour Championship, and then he won the World Golf Championships in China. Over all these wins, still, even at the Wells Fargo earlier this year, I was watching and I was like nervous for a meltdown. Not a meltdown, but I was nervous for like a terrible shot. Whereas I remember when I was way younger, watching him when I was 10 to 14 or 10 to 13 years old, winning majors and just killing everybody. I remember just not worrying. He'd get to the first tee on a Sunday and I knew I would be like, yeah, he's going to win pretty easily today.
Yeah,
and he
exactly.
won.
Exactly.
Over the last 5 years, it's been way more, it's been nerve wracking and you worry about certain shots here or there. This Sunday, I kind of just knew he was carrying himself a little differently, and it looked more like, even though he has some gray hairs now, it looked more like old or young Rory, you could say,
Right.
versus the one we've been experiencing. He has won a lot over the last 6 or 7 years, but not. It felt different. That's all. That's what I'll say.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you right
we
there.
Completely agree.
You know what else feels different?
Oh,
anything,
there's that transition.
Anything that you buy from Swannies.co, it just feels different. It wears different. It fits different. It looks different, and all different in a good way. Swannies.co, use coupon code DADBOD GolfPod -25 and take 25% off your next order. Yep. I got a golf hoodie. I'm ready to get into the golf hoodie. The golf hoodie phase. It's about to be hoodie weather. I got mine arriving today, actually. Or not today. It should already be here. We're going back in the past. It should already be here. I got my golf hoodie ready from Swannies.co. They got outerwear, polos, shorts, joggers, anything you can ever imagine.
Hats. Mine's getting here over the weekend.
Yes. So check them out. Swannies.co. They're awesome. We love them. You'll love them too. One of the other things that we want to talk about, you said that you possibly have some pretty cool stories about Rory. And I want you to just unload, just give us the dirt. If you got anything, let's have some fun. Let's talk any and all things Rory McIlory right now.
So being from Canada, it's a little more difficult to, get to see a guy like Rory than it is if you live in the States or even in the UK. It's pretty easy, but 2010 Honda Classic, I got to meet him. It was pretty brief, but that's just when that's when I was like, that's my guy. That's the person I'm gonna be a fan of. 2013 PGA Championship. It was a gift to me to go. I think I was, and I went with my mom and my grandfather. And basically, my goal. We went. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. The goal of the week was, for me, I just wanted to be around Rory. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to hear the sound that his driver made. I wanted to hear the sound that his 7-iron made. I wanted to watch him on the range. I wanted to watch him walk around. And one of the practice rounds, I saw his father walking. And keep in mind, now I'm obviously way older, but back then I was probably 4'5". I was a small kid, just eyes wide open, watching him play, just so beyond intrigued, sneaking through everything. And I remember I was young, and I walked up to his father, and I introduced myself and everything, and super, super nice. Walked a couple of holes with him during the practice round, got to meet him, signature, all that stuff. Watched the first round, and I remember that's when it was even taken to another level. I was like, this is like awesome. This guy's awesome. Watching that swing in person is just the craziest thing ever. And then, so obviously I left that trip being like, I already knew he was my guy, but I was like, this guy is just so awesome. Like, this is the coolest thing ever. That's what I want to be when I grow up. And then when I was 16, I was lucky enough to go to the Masters.
Oh.
And this is my cool story, I guess you could say. I was at the Masters on the Saturday, so the third round of the 2016 Masters, and 2016 Masters. I don't know if that's what I said. Whatever.
It is. Yeah, you're good.
So Spieth and Rory were paired together in the final group. The weather was rough that week. It was cold, windy, and Spieth, I think, was leading at 4 under, and Rory was at 3 under going into the weekend. So obviously then we knew that was what he needed for the career Grand Slam. So it was a huge, huge weekend. And I got so lucky that I was able to be there for that day. I guess I was there for the Saturday. So I go to Augusta early. I was actually with my friend's father. Go to Augusta early. We set our seats down behind 18 because that's what you do.
Right.
Went to the shop, you get your stuff. And then you get to experience your day a bit. You get to first you want to walk around the course. You want to see Amen Corner. You want to see 16. You want to see everything. It's just it's a golfing lover's paradise because it's just
100%.
it just can't get better than that. It just doesn't. And I remember Rory teed off. I think it was around 2:00 or 1:50, the usual Masters final or second or third round tee time. And on the first tee, he was there 5 minutes early. I was standing right there. Huge crowds, as you could imagine, because at that point in golf, they were the two biggest names. It was Spieth and Rory.
Oh,
Spieth
yes.
just came off a year where he won 2 majors. Rory was obviously he was a year and a half removed from winning majors. So they were by far the biggest names in golf. The crowds, I've never seen them before. Like it was so overwhelming. And on the first tee, I was right there. And at that point, JP Fitzgerald was his caddy. And I said something, like, let's go, Rory. And it took me so much to even say that because he was right there. And like, he gave me like a fist pump and like nodded at me. And I was like, oh my God.
It's happened.
First hole,
I just got acknowledged. Got acknowledged.
So it gets better. So I watched him play the first hole. I think he made a par. I don't really remember. Second hole, crappy tee shot to the bunker on the right, the dogleg left par 5. And once I saw him miss right, I knew he wasn't going to go for the green. So I ran down to the green to get a good spot just to see what happens with the birdie putt because there were so many people. If you weren't in the right spot, you weren't going to see anything. So I get down to the green. He lays up. He hits a wedge to like 10 feet. And he misses his his birdie putt, par. And as he's walking off the green on the right side of the green, it's the path to the third tee.
To the
and I was
third
in
tee.
that path. I was the first person there. And it was a really crazy thing. It was also on TV. So I actually have it recorded. I remember
This is phenomenal.
getting texts. You're not allowed to bring phones to Augusta. So everyone was texting me and I didn't know, but they were like, that was just on TV. He just gave you a ball. He walks down, eye contact the entire time, like nods at me. And I go out for like a fist pump and he hands me his ball.
Nice.
In front of
Wow.
God knows how many thousand people. So I could show you behind me. I mean, that was the craziest thing ever. I was the happiest person ever. I was 15 years old going crazy, but do you want me to show you the ball? It's right behind me.
Yeah,
let's see it.
Yes,
Let's see
would
it.
love to see the ball.
So one second. So the ball is in there.
Oh, yes. The Nike swoosh. You can see
Man,
it.
that's a collector's item anyway right now. I mean, they don't even make those things anymore.
That's awesome.
That was a crazy moment. And I had just started Rory Tracker also. I was like 2 or 3 weeks into it. And I was just like, holy crap, this is going to be fun.
That's awesome.
And that's unfortunately the last time I got to see him just because I guess finishing high school, going to university, all that stuff. It's been tough to get out, but next year, 2022, I'm going to go a couple times for sure. It'll be
that is sick. So moving, like, let's talk about, all right, first of all, is he going to play anymore? Is he going to play at the Hero or anywhere for the rest of the year?
He's going to play at the DP World Tour Championship in Dubai, which he does every single year. I think he's won it 2 or 3 times.
Right.
Crazy course, the Earth course at like Jumeirah Estates, whatever. And then that's in mid-November. And then he is playing the Hero in the Bahamas in December. But that's it for him. After the Ryder Cup, he didn't even want to, he wanted to hang up the clubs for the year. Like he was done.
Yeah.
But he got this new, he said he got some mindset and he was just like, screw it. I'm going to play a couple more times and see what happens. And that paid off pretty well.
That's more work for you now. Now you got to work on the weekends.
What is easier? What is his typical, like his first tournament of the year? Which is it, the Farmers or something like that?
So it tends to change a lot every year because early years of his career, he'd started in Dubai and Abu Dhabi with those. There's 2 events there, the Omega Dubai Desert Classic and the Abu Dhabi HSBC, whatever it is. He actually started this year in Abu Dhabi, but every year it seems to be, it changes a little bit. Like 2019, he started off in Hawaii with the Tournament of Champions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
2018,
it's a great tournament.
Exactly. It changes, but it's usually around the same spot. I don't foresee him going back to Hawaii, but I do think that next year he'll either start in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, or the Farmers, because that's where
nice.
Usually.
So we had a question. We have a segment on Wednesdays. Our show on Wednesdays called "Would You Rather Wednesdays," and one of the scenarios they gave you like 4 different scenarios. You had to choose which one you thought was most likely, and one of them was Rory's going to win the Masters this year. This will be the year that he wins the Masters. talk me out of it. Talk me out of, or I mean, I feel like this has got to
Yeah,
be
Kyle-
it. This has
Kyle
got to
took
be the
that.
year.
The scenarios where Tiger gets 83, Phil
wins his first U.S. Open.
get his first U.S. Open, Rory gets the Masters, or Patrick Reed loses his card forever and we don't have to hear from him ever again.
I went with Rory. I think this is the year, man. Tell me, change my mind.
Talk us out of it. Because that's
no, I'm already in it. I mean,
that's who I wanted to pick. And since Kyle took it, I had to take Phil getting his U.S. Open because Tiger's not going to see 83 this year. I mean, maybe next year, but not this year.
I say new Rory wins the green jacket this year.
So you want me to, like, you want my perspective on that?
Yes,
he wants validation. I
need validation.
I want you to talk him out of it. He wants validation. So
I
go
need
ahead and let him
validation.
have the validation.
All right, let me think for 1 second.
We put him on the spot. That's what Would You Rather Wednesdays is all about. That's why we do it. So that way you gotta
I'm
make
trying
a choice.
I'm trying to keep myself from dumping money on him at like plus 1,800 to win the Masters right now.
Yeah, Kyle's ready to go online right now and bet him to win the Masters.
I'm
like
ready
put
to go
$1,000 down. Go ahead. Let me have it all.
I'm ready to go on Betonline right now. Let me tell you what he is at right now.
Betonline.ag.
He's 12 or 13 times odds, so that's plus
1,800 right now.
Yeah, he's
wow.
He's plus 1,800.
You're getting higher odds than me. I could check with.
Yeah.
In Canada, I'm forced to use something else.
Right.
I'll check quickly. His odds are, I believe they're around right here. Let's see. 2022 Masters. To win outright, Jon Rahm is the favorite at 10. Rory McIlory is 13. He's the third favorite after Jon Rahm and DJ.
So I can get him at 18 right now. So
yeah, you're lucky. I want to be using what you're using.
Do it, Kyle. Put $1,000 on
I'm
it
thinking,
right now.
I'm thinking, I
Come
mean,
on, man.
This has got to be it, right? I mean, we have new Rory. He's got the little spring in his step. He's going to be coming into Augusta hot and ready to go. I mean, I just feel like this is it. Am I way off?
No, look, it's golf. Golf is the biggest toss up in the world when it comes to betting. I'll stand by that. It is actually picking someone to win at the beginning of the week. It is luck. It's pure
total luck.
Oh, yeah.
Crazy stuff has happened, as we know. But one thing I will say, I'll never place a golf bet before the week of the tournament. I just can't bring myself to that because you need to see the player's form, where their mental is at, like what's going on with all that stuff.
Right.
I'm probably I'd like to think I'm the biggest Rory fan in the world just because it's been just forever. It's like I grew up trying to model my game after his, all that stuff, watching every round, everything in school, in high school, when we're not allowed our phones in class. When he was playing on a Thursday or Friday, my phone would be snuck under my desk on the PGA Tour tracking app, just waiting to see where the line goes for the next shot.
Yeah,
That's great. That's awesome.
I love it.
What I will say is if his mental is there, which it seems like he's found it a little bit over the last, I guess you could say 3 weeks, because the quotes that we got out of him when he won the CJ were way different than everything we've heard over the last couple of years.
100%.
If he has his B game, even his C+ game, but if he has his B game and his mental is there, I can't not see him doing very well.
I'm with you.
I don't want to jinx it, but it's
it's too early. You can't jinx it in jinx in October, the October before. Yeah. It's impossible. It's against the jinx rules.
Maybe last year when they did the Masters in November, you could jinx it, but since they're doing it in April again, since we're back to my wife, she didn't realize what she signed up for. When we got married first weekend in April. Second weekend in April is always the Masters and the Final Four. So I literally, like, we celebrate anniversary and then I'm gone. I go to the man room and I'm doing nothing but watching basketball and the Masters, and I'm out for Thursday through Sunday. Actually Wednesday, because I watched the par 3 contest too. Wednesday through Sunday, she doesn't know who I am or where I've been. She just knows that she married some guy that really likes basketball and golf. So she gets stuck doing that. So I mean, it's by far my favorite tournament. The fact that you got you had the flag back there behind you. I've been to practice rounds, and I do that on purpose. I've had tickets to rounds, and I want to sit in my cave and watch the regular rounds. But I've been to practice rounds, and I mean, even the way you described it like everybody that's ever been's ever described it. And the people that go, is it really that special? I'm like, apparently you haven't been.
Yeah,
That's
it's
all
sick.
I'm saying.
I'll go back to that. The feeling you get when you just walk in
Walk
there
on
and
the ground. It's crazy.
you have to walk through there's this whole crazy entrance, and then you have to walk through some paths and stuff to get, but once you pass the clubhouse and you're standing on, because it's a big hill, like where the 18th green in the first TR is a hill overlooking almost the entire property.
It's incredible.
And you're standing right there, your eyes are just like, they're so wide open. You like, it's almost like you feel like it just goosebumps. It's the craziest feeling in the world. It goes into your blood. It's nuts. It was nuts.
All right. Last thing we talk about. I'm gonna make you make a step out right here. How many wins does Rory have this year?
So does the CJ Cup count as one or no?
Yeah, we'll count it. I mean, it's part of the season. It's part of the season. Yeah.
We'll
So that's one. That's one. He's got one. How many total wins does Rory have this year? And I have a follow-up after that.
Do you want me to tell you which ones I'll predict he's going to win?
Or that would be even better if you can tell us the tournaments
predict.
that he's gonna win.
Predict them and tell us
awesome.
which ones he's going to win for sure.
So I have a couple buddies that I've made through the page, and there's this guy I know from Montreal where I'm from, and
by the way, I'm writing this down, Kyle, because I'm betting on this a little bit later on. By the way,
yeah.
So the craziest thing is, in 2019 when I did this, we do this every year. We all place our, not bets, but we all say which tournaments we think he's going to win. In 2019, by some luck, I always make pretty ambitious bets, but in 2019, I picked 3 of his 4 wins correctly.
That's incredible.
That was wild.
That's incredible.
I just bet it.
Yeah.
So I have these 2 guys that I'm really close with. One's name is Tom. I used to play golf against him here, and now he goes to school in the States playing golf there. He runs Rory's Best Moments, which has 40,000 followers on Instagram.
Huh.
And then there's one of my buddies from the UK named Ewan, and so we're always just, that's who I talk to when it comes to Rory.
Yeah.
And we're gonna place those predictions soon, but every year we do it, and for this year I'm gonna go with this is hard because you like to think that he's gonna win every week, right?
Exactly.
So I will pick the Masters every single year. So the Masters is one.
For sure. I got that one too.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's all in on that one already.
The Masters. I mean, he's gonna win. He's going to win the FedEx Cup this year. That is something that I would put my money on in advance. I have a very good feeling about that. He's gonna win his 3rd FedEx Cup this year. What other events? Just random events. I could see him. He always does well at Bay Hill.
Yeah.
He does well in Mexico with the World Golf Championship event there.
I think he's gonna be pissed. I think he's gonna be pissed off, and he's gonna win the match play this year. I think he's gonna dominate the match play.
That is an awesome tournament in Austin. But yeah, this is hard. He'll win a World Golf Championship somewhere. I'll set the bar extremely high. He'll win a World Golf Championship. He'll win a major. I'll go with that, and give him 4 wins on the year.
I like it.
CJ Cup plus 5 wins in this season.
That's sick. I like it. And here's the second one. You have to come on after every win. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there. You got to come take your victory lap. You got to come take your victory lap after every win. How about that?
And almost walk us through, not necessarily shot for shot, but you're definitely going to have to walk us through the weekend.
Yes.
Oh, I could recount every shot from, this past week, any of the wins, but if he's contending at the Masters and he wins and I somehow don't have a heart attack and I live to tell the tale of how the emotions were throughout that weekend, then I will be on the podcast to talk about that for sure.
Yes, let's do it.
I love it.
Let's do it, dude. We appreciate this. I know you had it's kind of last minute. You made some time for us. So this is awesome. This is exactly what we were hoping for.
Yes.
And we'll be friends from now on, and hopefully we'll be able to talk a lot more with a lot more Rory wins in the near future. So
friends and fans, because trust me, we're still going to be following and still keeping up. So
we'll chirp at you a little bit too. We'll get in the comments and chirp back at you a little bit. It'll be fun.
I'll know to be less hostile towards you guys, just because I know we're buddies.
Exactly. You can put a name to a face. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We may have to sign it since there's 3 of us that share it. We may have to sign it so that way Nate that's not on it tonight.
Yeah.
We want you to just let him have it because he won't even know. And he'll
tell you.
He will ask us. he'll say, "Why is this guy giving it back to me so hard?" It's like, man, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is.
Sign Ben, sign Kyle, or I mean, if there's no signature because he won't know to sign it, then I'll know to chirp him back easily.
Get after him. Yeah, absolutely. Well, guys, thanks for listening this week. This is episode 72 of the Dad
Friendship
Bod
Friday.
Golf Pod. You're our friend on Friendship Friday, so we appreciate you joining us. Y'all have a great weekend. Get your tee time set. There's probably some member tournaments, things like that going on. Actually, there's probably some member tournaments, different kind of things going on. Make sure you got your tee time set. We're going to get after it. Y'all have a great weekend. We'll catch you on Monday, the Dad Bod Golf Pod, and we're always
stroking.